Hello, I'm AbbyX Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today I'm here in my Minecraft Let's Play world. You're probably familiar with it, and I'm going to be doing a lot of mining. In fact, that much mining. Wait, the title's down there. 80 minutes of mining, non-stop. It's going to be great. Oh, I mean, not non-stop, because that would mean that what I'm doing right now is breaching that rule. But I figured, I need a bunch of stone anyway for the Nether. I want to make a huge tunnel for my metro. The metro system's currently just one line, which goes across the desert. I want to have a part of that links in this part of the world, where the giant cubes are, over to that same system. It just kind of makes sense to me. And also to my end, I want to have like an above ground system. So I figured the best way to do that would be over here. So that's what we're doing into this video. We're going to be doing a lot of mining. I've even brought myself some wood so I can make some chests, because pro tip in the current update, making shulker boxes is hard. So that's what I was doing to store my stuff previously. What I'll do this time is, as soon as I've enchanted my pickaxe, we'll go below ground, and every time we fill up our inventory, we'll place it in chests, which we'll later put into shulker boxes. That sounds like a lot of words, a lot of effort, but for now, just bear in mind, it's going to be fun. So hi, hello, bonjour, hi, how's it going, howdy, hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday evening. It's not often we stream on Wednesdays, but I had a real desire to do it this morning overall. I was in a streaming mood, and I figured, you know what the best solution to a streaming mood is? It's to stream. I mean, that's like my recommendation, at least. So yeah, how's everyone doing? You're all doing wonderful. The moment we start one of these, there's gonna be so many questions about like, so what's the point in this? And I think it's fun. Like, it's like podcast style. Let's talk. About something. Maybe the thing today is about how my local Japanese place closed. Who knows for sure? Although actually, small thing. But I've had like, it's the weirdest thing. I live in a fairly small suburb, and like, it's really weird that there's a Japanese, like, two Japanese people moved here, like, a tiny little suburb to be like, hey, we're going to open a Japanese restaurant now. And it was all wonderful for the first, like, 3 years or something. I went there twice, and both times it was, like, pretty okay, I guess. But it's always been something where I'm like, oh, I'm excited to go there eventually. I tried to go there today, and it was gone, and that was tragic. But anyway, we're not talking about that today. Or are we? Who knows? Instead, what we're talking about is mining for an extended amount of time, because that's everyone's favorite thing to do. But yeah, first of all, we need some pickaxes, so we're going to get those first. Wait, your intro? You say hello kind of weirdly. Hello. I for the longest time, people said I said hello weirdly, and I think this is a thing everyone does a little bit, but like, I was like, no, you just don't understand how you meant to say hello. Like, that's clearly what's up here. By the way, big thank you for the $5 super chat. Much love, Toycat. Keep up the videos. I love them. Thank you very much, Zach Richards, for the $5 super chat. I will do my best to keep them up for. Oh, that's not correct. For as long as I can. Again, it's. Oh, we need to get another level of enchantment first. So we'll use this pickaxe all the way till it dies, and then we'll switch enchantments. It'll be fine. So oof, I was too late, says Jira. Sadly. So when is the cave update out? Oh, well, what we're going to do is we're going to keep on mining until there's a cave update. Wait, that's a great idea, actually. There's a fun thing you might see in the future. But yeah, we got a Silk Touch pickaxe. We've got all we need to just do this. In fact, let's fly there, because this is so important. We need to just get mining straight away. Also, thank you very much for the $4 super chat, Vapid. If you break another obsidian block with your fist, I'll give you $5. Doesn't it take 4 minutes? So I'd be earning, what, like $1.25 a minute? Is that a lot? That is a lot, right? That's, what, $75 an hour, if you work that out? However, what's the opportunity cost of me mining? These are the questions you should be asking. But I tell you what. If we see an obsidian block anytime today, and we need to get past it, I will mine it with my fist. Probably. Maybe. Oh, this is awful. Okay, we're going to fly out, and then we're going to fly back in. It's so hard to get... Oh, no, it's like higher up than this. Okay, just all the way up here. We're fine. No. I have such limited elytra strength, and I'm wasting it all just doing this, but it's fine. Dude, you'll become rich, says Priya Shah. I mean, like, everyone can become rich eventually. That's the dream, right? Although you're presumably saying that in response to something specific that I'm not familiar with. Okay, either way, we're going to now grab the stone, get rid of this little access to the cave, because this shouldn't even be a way in, and let's focus on our tunnel, because I haven't shown you what it is yet. So yeah, there's a huge tunnel. It's going this way. Oh, apparently it's going to cut into something else here too. But yeah, we've got a huge tunnel. It's a fun thing. It's got a horse in it, apparently. I guess we'll just dig the staircase down, and then it can go through this if it wants to. He plays with a controller because he doesn't have hands. It's a birth defect. I mean, if I didn't have hands, how would I use a controller? Oh, actually, here's a really cool thing. Microsoft has this super accessible new controller. It's a cool thing. Also, thank you, Bad Doggy Said, for the what's that called? The Lenny face, or is it not the Lenny face? Like faces of disapproval. Either way, thank you for $2. I appreciate it. Everyone loves $2. You're not the only thing you love more than $2. It's $3. Although actually, you're not. So based on my experiences in the United States of America, where I've had dollars, right? The crazy thing is like, every time I've had a single, it's always just kind of sat there permanently, like, this is a thing I have to deal with. And it has like this weird, to me at least, like this weird problem where you can't ever spend, again, this is my experience, but spending one of something is really hard when it's a note, 'cause you're like, what can I do with that? Also, Toycat talk more politicals. See, look, this is my Let's Play world. I can't be affording to die, so no socialism, no communism. Those are just the rules. It'd be great. So, yeah, you're stopping me from doing my homework, says Lacey77. The trick with homework, right? Okay, so everyone always, everyone. Oh, there's some lava here that could turn into obsidian. But everyone always gets the homework thing wrong, in my opinion. Like everyone's always like, how am I gonna get this done? But the question you should be asking is, why do I need to get this done? And even better, like again, this is my favorite efficiency pro tip. I think homework's like, again, I don't know how many of you ever do have to deal with that or whatever. Do you remember the £1 note? I don't remember the £1 note because I don't think it was around any time I was alive. I wonder how old you are, Waterwolf. Have you shown your age? Or maybe it is like really recent. I'm just missing it. I still think it's crazy that plastic notes are a new thing. Like in my head now, money has always been plastic. Like, oh yeah, plastic money. That's just the way it's always been, right? Isn't it weird how some countries don't have plastic money? Your pickaxe is gonna break. Fix it in an anvil, says Rico Isaac. And my pickaxe won't ever break. As long as you believe it won't break, then it's fine. But no, yeah, so the thing with homework, in my opinion, again, this is pro tips of Toycat right here, is if you can't do all of your homework in school, then you clearly are doing it slightly wrong. Like, so think about it this way, right? You're at school, what, 6 hours in most countries? 7 hours? Wait, like 9 to 3, right? 6 hours, I think that is. And one of those hours is lunch. So you're at school for 6 working hours. And how many of those hours are you actually forced to do work? Like, you're told to do work for all, for most of those 5. But it's like, who's checking the exact things you're doing? Like, it was always like a challenge to me to like, work out which pieces of homework didn't need to be done, and which piece of homework would like, okay, this is small, doing another lesson. And then this is my next level pro tip. It's like, oh no, sorry, I go to one of these weird schools where, for some reason, they're checking what I'm doing 24/7. I can't do homework in class. Here's my favorite, again, I don't know how well this works over else, but my favorite pro tip was always like, hey, the thing about homework is you get a consequence if you don't do it, right? Yeah, there's usually a consequence of some form if you don't do your homework. Also, we're gonna go, like, probably just keep saying straight from here on out. Yeah, I think that's the best move. Just go a little diagonal, and then go straight starting here. Yeah. But like, there's a punishment if you don't do homework, but there's not a punishment for doing homework wrong. When you're given maths homework, right? Fill in all the answers randomly. Who's gonna stop you? I don't know, it's like, I've always had such a big grudge against the idea of homework. I thought, like, I was always sure when I was younger, like, oh yeah, when you're older though, you'll realize that you were just angry because you had to do it. But like, it's one of those things where we teach, like, the whole point of life is to learn a work-life balance. Like, some people like working 90% of the time and having life for, fun, 10%. Some people like working 10% of the time and having life 90%. I mean, like, obviously those people need to work out a way to support that in the same way you can choose to, pick up a heroin, habit, but you gotta work out a way to manage that. I mean, you probably shouldn't pick up a heroin habit. But anyway, my point here is, like, the homework breaks the entire point of work-life balance. Here's your work, here's your life. We demand 6 hours a day from you. In exchange, we'll make you smart and we'll give you qualifications. But they break that the moment they say, oh yeah, for every, I think it's every hour of lesson, you're meant to have like 25 minutes of homework. Or there's some garbage rule like that. And it's like, oh, for every, why don't you just open the schools longer? Except, okay, you get the point. It's like, we're breaching the basic guideline, the thing we've all agreed together. And once you break that, then in my opinion, like, you're not under any obligation to stick to it. The only reason that most people have to is because, like, in a school system, the teachers have all the power because they're, you know, adult people. They're real human beings, whereas you're a in progress human being, you know. But yeah, that's my take. 6 hours is really an understatement. Also, I don't get homework time in class. Well, it could be that you go to school for like maybe in the Netherlands it's a better system. I know in Finland homework is banned, right? Like there are some real countries where it's like, hey, yeah, how about instead of taking, because you know work at home is also the least useful work, like because you don't have a teacher there. I've had so many situations again. So one of the cool things to me is like I got to see like homework like an alien would, like from an outsider perspective. And like some people would always be like, I have no idea how to do this, I'm so scared. And I would always be like, hey, just do it wrong. And then they'll correct you, and then you'll know how to do it. Or even just don't do it, as long as you do 90% of your homework. Anyway, we could talk about homework all day, but I don't want to talk about homework. Although, technically speaking, I work at home, so maybe that's like my punishment for... Think about it, right? It's the universe balancing things out. You know, in the same way when you do a deal with the devil, it's like, I'd like to be on the fashion runway, and then it's you know, a plane runway where you get ran over by a plane. Do you get ran over by planes, or do you get sucked into the engines? But point aside, in the same way, it's like, you didn't do your homework when you're younger, so now to make things even, you work at home all day. Although I like working at home. Fun fact: if you don't know, this is my primary thing. I don't ever, I like to call YouTube like a job, because some people are like, well, it's not really a job, because, you know, there are more physically demanding jobs. I'm sure there are more mentally demanding jobs. But yeah, YouTube's an interesting one, because you don't get to call it a job. So the thing that I do, the usual use of my time, the most regular thing that takes up my time in the day, there we go, is generally YouTube. And I think it's kind of, I think it's mostly a good thing. I like doing it a lot. But you know, it's really funny how there are some like professions you just have to be careful saying, like, oh, if you mention what it is, people are gonna have the, oh, that's kind of weird. I guess we're below, oh, we're going below the ocean, but we're not low enough down. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem, I reckon. Does the ocean just get deeper from here? Oh, it's not even an ocean, it's the swamp surface level. So yeah, we have to work out how to deal with this. And that's the thing I definitely intend on doing. But for now, just put some stone up there. Call it a day. Wonderful. Also, YouTube is a job, I think. It is, I would say, under my definitions, it definitely falls as a job. Like, there's, you know, it is a thing that takes time in exchange for usually money. You know, like, you can have a job literally, I don't know, you know, being a food reviewer, just eating food. Or even, wait, what's the even more ridiculous sounding job that actually has a real responsibility? Oh, there's that job that's always touted as like a dream job. There's an island in Australia somewhere where they pay you like 6 digits a year just to look after animals. But it's like, I mean, but you have to live on an island away from everyone. You know, like, wouldn't it suck being away for a few weeks on an island with no one else on it? Imagine being there for a year. That's not a dream job. Any job, the practicalities of turning something fun into something money-making, turn it into a job. A fun job, again, a better than average job. But that's just the whole side note. Also, big thank you, Kelly Drummond, for the £2 super chat. Who do you watch on YouTube? Harold Boulder is Brill. Oh, I've seen a few. I think this is the guy. Like, he's got like a slightly Scandinavian sounding accent, maybe. I don't know if it's the same guy. But I've seen some videos. So the thing is, I get a lot of, like, I watch a lot of channels on YouTube. I get a lot of recommendations. And I guess the simple truth is, it's like, it's always hard for me to say who I watch because it kind of changes day to day, you know? And I have a hard time, like, oh, so who is it exactly today? So, oh, that's a big question, bigger than you'll ever know. But I don't know, like, I always have to just be like, okay, let's load up my homepage, let's see who I watched, because apparently I can't tell you off the top of my head. A lot of people worked out kind of cleverly. I watch some Geography Now sometimes from one of my videos. I also watch, I watch a lot of podcasty style stuff. Like the Joe Rogan stuff's been showing up on my thing a lot. I watch a few channels from like way back in the COD days, Call of Duty that is. Let's see what else we got here. History Matters, channel about history. We got Philip DeFranco. We got like Kriparian. We got like there's just so many channels from so all over the place. The problem with discussing them though is like I hate when people bring up YouTube in I mean on YouTube live streams too, but it's like the problem with YouTube is it's a medium where you almost can't know everyone, and you can't even know 1% of like even if channels with over 1 million subscribers, even if you're a hardcore YouTube viewer, you don't know 1% of them, you know, because there's so many genres. It's not like TV where it's like, oh, do you know Robert Downey Jr. and it's like, oh yeah, I know him. Oh yeah, he's good, isn't he? There's no equivalent of that when it comes to YouTube. It's just like, oh, yeah, you either... Oh, this is... Forgot about this place. This is spooky big. So I guess I'm going to make a proper tunnel down into this or something. I'm not even sure what we'll do with it, but we'll hold this off for now. Just to make things a little bit more safe or something. Because it seems a little dangerous just to have a giant hole into a ravine. Yeah, and we can deal with this as it comes. Okay, there we go. Wonderful. But yeah, no, there's this real issue of YouTube where there's so many things. That's why you say you watch YouTube. Like, I can't... Saying... If someone asks you in real life, like, hey, what do you do in your spare time? You can say you watch Toy Cat videos, and that might be a lot of what you watch, if it is. Thank you. But it's also like, so what's the Toy Cat videos? And you're like, oh, on YouTube. And it's like, oh, yeah. I don't know, to me at least, that's a good analogy. Maybe it's not. Maybe you hate it. If you do, then let me know. If you don't, then don't let me know. Wait, no, if you do, then don't let me know. And if you don't, let me know so I have confirmation bias. Because everyone loves a good bit of confirmation bias, right? But no, I was... oh, by the way, big thank you, Browntown, for the $1 super chat. I'm not sure why your name is Browntown. If that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, is it like going to a brown town? Or is it like going to a brown town? Like, same thing, but converted over. JigPie1 says, have you ever gotten high? Oh, it's because the thumbnail has stone in it. Like, aha. Toy Cat is... Because I'm mining stone, so I'm, like, getting stoned. It's hilarious, and I know you don't think so now. But you'll think so very soon. But yeah, big thank you for the $2 super chat. And, yeah, that's the thing. As always, I ignore any... You know, religion, no politics, no Star Wars, right? That's the well-known rule. So, we pretend it's not there if there's anything past that. Which is my easy solution. My favorite part of this stream is when you mine stone. Says it's that Twitch Boy 78. Yeah, I do my best to stick to that. I will say I'm gonna be working on some new big project videos soon. Oh, we went too low. Definitely went too low. Toy Cat should change his thumbnail. Oh, is there something new and exciting here? Oh, that is really fun. You know, you know what? The Toy Cat being stoned in the thumbnail is gonna be entirely new. Get this right. This is the new era of Toy Cat thumbnails that involve stone. See, if you're watching this as video form, you have no idea what I'm talking about because the thumbnail just is a better one now. But if you're not, okay. So if you're watching this on YouTube right now, if you're live, if this is the 10th of April 2019, happy 10th of April 2019. You're watching the peak of internet content right now. A man mining and then stopping mining because he's about to do a thing. But yeah, if you refresh the page, I don't know how you actually see thumbnails while you're watching something, but you should see something soon. Is my point. Like, if you might have to refresh to get it, but there's a new thumbnail. How exciting, right? Let's see if like that affects the number of viewers. Like, does it go up or down? Like, are people like, heck yeah, a new thumbnail? Or like, oh man, I like the old thumbnail. Unsub. There's only one way to find out, and that way is, I guess, YouTube analytics. I can't play Minecraft right now because I broke my arm. You don't need arms to play Minecraft. That's like objectively wrong. That can't be the case. Also, a good punny thumbnail. Hey, you like it, Nick Frank? Oh, I assume you mean you like the old one. Like, you know what I really liked was when your thumbnail made a joke about getting stoned. Because you know what is hilarious? Marijuana. What isn't hilarious is being locked up for it. But that's a whole other train of logic, right? So, Cat, did you play on that nation server? I did, in fact. I have a whole video I've got to edit. It's just... You know, editing's a lot of work, right? I say this a lot, so I try not to repeat the train too much. But I just really don't like. I don't think I'm good at editing, and I don't like editing. And whenever I have a big project to edit, because this is one of those ones I have to edit myself, it's like, oh god, what am I gonna do here? It's terrible. I'm gonna make a joke about a flat Earth in there somewhere too. It's gonna be hilarious. Clock bait is real, says Rue. I have in fact actually it's not clock bait until the stream goes above or below 80 minutes. So who even knows? This is the endless concept question. Anyway, I want to talk about some real important stuff today, right? Real high quality important questions that only your boy Toy Cat is willing to raise. So yeah, basically I actually did have I want to actually talk about the Japanese restaurant because I had this Japanese restaurant in my area and I thought it was so cool. Like, hey, some Japanese people moved here of all places to set up, you know, like, again, I don't know why they moved here, but they did move here just to set up a Japanese restaurant. And it was so cool having it because, like, it was like legit Japanese food. They even did like takeaways, but in really bizarre, like, everything was bizarre about it because they, you know, they just kind of took their food and sold it, and it was like a slice of Japan, but not in Japan. It was a really bizarre thing. But they shut down, and this whole time, this whole week, like ever since I got back from Japan, I was like, hey, it'd be interesting to see how they actually do compare to my Japan experience. I was like excited for it the whole time. And then I went there and they didn't exist. And instead what's in their place is this place that just sells food, like super generic food. And this annoys me because there's so many places you can get food and generic drinks, right? Like, it's such a common thing. No one's ever like, oh, I really wanted food, but there just wasn't a place. If only someone could fix this problem of selling chicken and chips. Like, oh, there's just a real chicken and chip shortage. No one's thinking that, right? Because that's not a reasonable, sane thought to think. But somehow, it happened regardless. And yeah, I want to mention it because even if you really like something, it makes you realize that you liking something isn't what keeps it alive. You, like, I guess, supporting something. I should have just gone there. Oh, my webcam's on the wrong thing. I've been looking away from me this whole time. Apologies about that. But yeah, no, like, you always assume Toy Cat has a Japanese restaurant called Wagamama's. Did you know they're not Japanese? They're like Japanese Korean hybrid. And most people don't know that. Now you know that. Isn't that fun? But yeah, basically, there's this really weird thing where wanting something to exist isn't what keeps it alive. If I'd have just actually gone to this place, it would have stayed alive. And the fact that I didn't want to means it's dead. And yeah, it's kind of like a lot of people, you know, there's so many things out there that no one wants that can, oh, it's really dark. Oh, it's because there's no torches. No one really wants the thing, and then it eventually goes away and not even notices that it's gone. And then there's a lot of things that people do want, or at least they say they want, and then when it's gone, they get really angry about it. Well, it's like, so why didn't you use it when it was there? Because there are a lot of things that are purely wanted just because they've always been that way, right? Like, you know, I secretly want, you know, like, I know, it's kind of like the apocalypse, right? Like, although a lot of YouTubers were left on the edge, in some cases it's like, well, instead of making 50 grand a month, now we make 25 grand a month. But that's a tragedy because of how different it is to when it is. The change in circumstance is a lot more noticeable than anything else. Also, I'm having Japanese food tonight, says Fred Monster. Hey, what a happy night for you. I don't even know how you define Japanese food. Like, again, I've been in Japan. I was in Japan a long time, and the explanation of what is Japanese food would be like, I don't even know. Like, food that is from here, and there's so much of it that you can't even begin to classify it. So you just say like, Japanese food. What a vague generic term. At least that's my take on it. Anyway, so yeah, I realized that if the things I like, there are some things I like and don't support, and one day that might mean they disappear. But yeah, it's one of the things I've always said is like, if I really like something, you know, like, I don't know, it's like, you know, piracy's fine, but then always actually buy the thing if it's good. A lot of people miss that second step and miss the point of it. By the way, big thank you for the $2 super chat. I think that was Fred Monster, but I'll check just in case, just to be sure here. Oh, we can do a whole bunch of weird things with this whole thing. Anyway, it's gonna be great. Also, okay, let's go back to this. I hate editing videos. I'm really bad at editing, so I edit with my dad. He's always busy working, so I have not uploaded in so long. See, what you need to do then is you need to take a course on Skillshare. Go to skh.sl/ibxtoycat. But no, it might be worth looking into learning. I know I have. There's a lot of cases where people are like mildly hypocritical, right? And one of those cases I would say is in. I'm gonna be mildly hypocritical in the sense that I don't like editing, but I know how I could get better at editing and therefore how I might enjoy it more. And that way is actually to learn something. Like learning a skill, any skill, makes you feel good when you use that skill. I think this is why, you know, we have so many years of going to like college or university or whatever before you can actually be a thing. Like if you want to be a plumber, you go to plumbing. It's like called a trade school in America, right? But you go to a plumbing school, a vocational school, for several years, and you pick up the skills so that when you actually do it later, you're ready for it. Also, what color is the screen behind you? And if it's a green, how come your chair isn't visible? The screen behind me is blue because my chair is green. I don't know why it's blue here though. It like appears and disappears when I do that. I don't know what the reason is. Look, you can see my background appear and reappear. Look how fun that is. But Skillshare is greater than university. See, I'm just saying, university, what is it like? Even in the cheap countries, it's €1,000 a year or something like that. Skillshare subscription, free for the first 2 months as long as you use code IBXToyCat on sign up. But yeah, no, it's one of those the blue screen, it has to be reconfigured every time. I have no clue why that is. I'm in the same room. It's the same level of light. I think it's like slightly differently placed maybe. Is it better now? But yeah, I'm in the exact same room with the exact same light, with the exact same settings, but it changes very slightly every single time. And I have no clue why that is. Maybe it's the light from your camera. But like, I have a huge light. So all I have in my room is one overwhelming light, just to keep the light consistent. And it still changes. And yeah, it's a weird thing. Also, do you like my shirt? It's got a cat on it. It's also got a stain, because I've got some curry on my shirt. Because I went to the Japanese place and it wasn't open, I got sad. So I went to a fish and chip shop. And I don't know, it's been a really long time since I got fish and chips. Fun fact, that's the UK's like national food, right? And it's like super, 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 super rough for you. Like, you can just feel your insides like leaking out while you eat it, which I mean is a good thing in some ways. Also, this is 2 lava pits we've run across now. I need to like get like a smelting project going or something. Like, clearly there is a place for that. So we're gonna drop this stack on the ground. And we're gonna make a crafting table. And we're gonna make some chests and just deal with those here. Actually, wait, we've got a perfect place for those chests. Because we've got a little place here. So, I have to throw these 2 things there. Now we make some chests. 1, 2. Place the chest somewhere nice. Let's say over there, shall we? And then over there. I don't know how they went separate, but that's fine with me, I guess. And then boom, look at this. We've got a place for our stone. Did you see that? I dropped some stone to pick up some stone. That's a bit kooky. Now we place it in the chest, and we can pick up all this stuff. Wonderful. Look how easy this is. But yeah. So to go back to my thing, is fish and chips actually tasty? I think it's really good. Like it's so.
IBXToyCat is love. IBXToyCat is
love. Oh, go.
Rule.
So first of all, thank you very much, F Choppin, for the $10 super chat. If you do $10, it goes text to speech, which I secretly love. Yeah, I'm gonna be careful about this from now on, I guess. You know what I'll just do is I'll make obsidian pathway. Oh, that's I guess it's all obsidian now. And a little bit more there. Oh, see, it's not scooping up fast enough. That's a bug, right? Oh no, it's not a bug. Well, we just removed all the lava. If we dig a little hole through, it should still be available. So let's just dig 1 block of obsidian. And then some lava pokes through, which gives us a source of light. A nice natural source of light, that is. Which is always a good thing to have. Do the same thing over here somewhere. Oh, there's no lava there. Oh, and we lost the obsidian. Either way, we got lava in here. That's all that counts. Lava's a really good source of light. That's why, like, I genuinely don't like to obsidian up or whatever. First, punch the obsidian. See, I mean, I don't know if the same person is still here from before, but you know, just in case. I don't want to leave that $5 on the table. Let's punch the obsidian all the way. Let's do it. It's gonna be great. But yeah, this the thing I realized again in this whole like, oh yeah, well I didn't go to the place and enough people didn't go to the Japanese restaurant. They clearly had to close up for financial reasons. But it made me realize that everyone always overstates or understates their impact on things. Like, if I was going all the time, like even if I went once a week, I'd be like, I'm supporting this place. I'm keeping this place in business single-handedly, and my £7 a week I'm throwing their way. You know, despite the fact that restaurants have multi-thousand things. By the way, thank you, Ashley Martin, for the $10 super chat.
What's your favorite memory, Cat Dad?
What's your favorite memory, Cat Dad? Am I allowed to like make up a memory? Because I mean, my favorite memory isn't one that's real, right? It's one that's not real. No, it's weird because on the spot I can come up with so many memories I don't like, but like a really good memory. To me, okay, I don't want to get philosophical on literally the most basic question you've ever asked, but the problem with good memories to me is they kind of serve as the memory is not useful. The idea of the memory is over time you warp what an actual event actually was. Like you know whatever. An example would be like your first kiss. It's this magical moment. It's not a magical moment, you know. You slap lips against each other, and then you know there's some awkward TV show playing in the background, and like you see the problem with all of that. Like it's hard to you distort your memories over time.
What's
slowly.
your favorite fake memory?
Hey, this is a better question I can get down with. Thank you, F Choppin, for the $10 super chat. My favorite fake memory. So it was this time I was actually in Norway. It was a really good day up there in the northern part of Norway, and there was this really big climate event going on. And what I actually did is I walked into the event, and last minute, because you know the Earth was dying at the time, I was like, hey guys, I've worked it out. This right here, it's the solution to I don't know all the world's problems. And then I fixed world hunger, walked out of there, and still made it home in time to get a little bit of Minecraft played. That's my favorite fake memory. By the way, what was your favorite lunch, dinner tonight at White White? Is that one of those messages where you just like let your autocorrect go? Or did you just like, did autocorrect just ruin whatever that point was going to be? Like, what is your favorite lunch, dinner? It sounds like a robot slowly just broke, right? But yeah, big thank you, by the way, for the string of donations. And to go back to the first one, though, I think that memories get distorted. And therefore, I could tell you a memory. Oh, there we go. We did it. We broke it. I did the thing. Where's the guy? You owe me $5 for my... What even was that like? That was quite some time we spent on that, right? That was a serious amount of time we invested there. But, yeah, no, it's kind of wild to me that you don't really have memories. You have things you think are memories. If in case you're curious, like, no toy cat, you're overthinking this one. You might not know this, but when you remember something, you picture it back like it's a movie in your head, right? Like, oh yeah, this is the time I, first pooped my pants during school. It was embarrassing, how terrible. And you can relive the moment and make it worse or better or whatever. But whenever you relive those moments, you're not actually like replaying a tape in your head. You're recreating the memory from scratch at that moment. Because your brain doesn't have a video function, but it stores all the details. And because your brain wants a video, what it does is it like recreates things, but it does it from your current perspective, which means it's not actually a true memory. Like, again, I'm not a big fan of memory. Like, memory's useful as a way to tell us what happened in the past, roughly. But it's not a good way to, like, having favorites and least favorite memories mostly just serves as a lesson on what not to do. And I try to live my life in a way that doesn't have too many what-nots to do, unless they're, like, helpful to other people. Like, again, this is, like, probably a part of being a YouTuber, but I try to have every negative experience have, like, a lesson behind it. If there's no lesson behind the experience, it wasn't negative. Or at least it wasn't... yeah, I would say that's true. Like, it's either an interesting experience or a learning experience, in my head at least. So cat in psychology, we call that active reconstruction. So yeah, okay, we got a psychologist here, Sam the psychology ma'am, Sam the psychology imam. That might be getting too religious. Someone said, please join Hermitcraft. So again, I don't address the Hermitcraft questions, even though they come up all the time. That's not a decision I'm like. It's not a decision I make. You're asking me to join it. That's not a thing that is up to me. I actually, a long time ago, before anyone asked, I actually did ask, like, one of the hermits I knew, like, oh, how do you join this? They're like, oh, I'll bring your name up at the next meeting. So clearly, either they lied to me, which, I mean, it's possible. They don't like me anymore, I don't think. But it's, oh no, I shouldn't say that because there's only like 12 of them. But, you know, like, there's, it's so crazy to me that so many people ask about something that is, like, clearly not within my, you know, reach, right? Rate Ricardo 0 to 10. What's your real job? Sub to Pewd. This one donating guy has the most confusing messages. Like I don't know how to respond to like 99% of them. I guess I appreciate the money, but maybe I don't actually. So yeah, anyway, that said, I like the stoned thumbnail, says Jimmy Cena. We actually have a new thumbnail now.
I'll give you $10 if you jump in lava. Oh. Wait.
See, that was really good. Wait. So the text-to-speech voice, she's so bad at pretty much everything. She did a really good job with those ... dots. Like, oh, wait. Like, that was properly sarcastic. Thank you, F Choppin, for the $10 super chat. I'm loving the love, I think. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement to make. But yeah, we got, yeah, he lied and mined some dirt, says Chan the man. I got you good. I properly got you there. But also, Toycat. Oh, wait. Say, hey, Toycat. One time I went in your stream, basically asked for subs, and I'm sorry. You probably don't remember, but I feel guilty. So, the correct response here is for me to be like, hey, it's alright, man. You're forgiven. But you know what? You're not forgiven. I hate you. No, okay. I think the truth on this one is the reason I hate people who advertise for subscribers is because it's not effective, but it is rude. But I guess the fact that you're not blocked on the channel means that it probably wasn't noticed by me, and therefore we'll just pretend it didn't happen. I like that you're owning it though. I like that you're owning it. That's a good thing to do. Like rather than being like, oh, I did a bad. Again, when you learn from a previous negative experience, it makes you a lot better of a person. As in, I mean, both like on a you know, that's an interesting level, but also on a objectively level, in my opinion. My dad grew up in Stalin's Russia, but I still love your communist dictator series. He abandoned me at birth. Maybe that's why I love it so much. That got dark fast, says Fred's Monster, who is a beautiful cat, by the way. I think like a Russian blue, maybe, even. Because, I mean, I guess he's from the Soviet Union. It'd make sense if he was a Russian blue cat. But, yeah, I'm glad you like the communist dictator series. Sad that your dad left you. But, I mean, like, okay. Do you want me to go real talk on you? I think that, like, even though it's good to have, like, a healthy together family, I think at some point soon, you're going to be the weird one if you have a healthy together family. I think that, like, it's soon going to be the case that, like, man, I think it probably is already, that, like, most people are raised by single parents, which is a societal issue. But it means that at least you have the majority experience, which is something I don't think is valued enough, actually. I think the majority experience is something really cool because it means you have something to relate to more people with. You know, like, it's kind of annoying when people are like, so then my daddy only bought me a 2017 Mercedes for my birthday. 2017! And you're like, I can't relate to your issues. Like, you know, to them, it really is a serious issue that, whatever I just said in my very sarcastic voice. But, so my point of that is that it's better to be more relatable, and soon that will be easier done by having a deadbeat dad. So go Toycat. But yeah, $30 is my limit, and yes, I'm a 9-year-old who supports PewDiePie, and I apparently still my credit card. No, thank you very much, man. It's crazy seeing how much some people seem to love this little series. Again, it's one of those things where I wouldn't assume people liked it if it didn't come up so much, and if, like, you didn't see all these, if it didn't come up so much, and if you didn't see like all these super chats and stuff, like again, people seeming to enjoy whatever back and forth weird thing we're doing here, and that's good. That's good. I mean, it's good for me. You know, I'll be honest. I like financially profiting from events that I enjoy, and I enjoy these streams quite a bit, as it turns out. So I need to go to the surface now, just to work out exactly what coordinates we're digging this tunnel to, because that is something that I have no real clue. Also, Toycat, watch out, your pickaxe is gonna break, says Hitsuyu. Yeah, probably. I don't think I can disagree with that, actually. Also, 1235 Explosion Gaming sends in a £2 super chat. That's our first pound super chat. Oh, second week, we had one from Kelly Drummond, right? Second pound super chat. Love me some good Great British pounds. Best currency out there. If you disagree with that, then you're disagreeing with facts. But, Toycat, you're a great inspiration to me and my favorite. I'm glad I'm an inspiration. Although I sometimes... I don't know if I am... I guess inspiration doesn't mean, like... It's not the same as role model. But I'm always a little worried when people are like, you know, you're a role model in this way. And it's like, nah, you know, I goof around. That's my job in this world. So, that's your second pound super chat. See, it doesn't make sense from outside the UK. Anyway, big thank you, Creonim, for the $2.69 super chat. I couldn't send just 69, pretend it's 69. You should have spent, what, like $69, 69 cents. God, commit to the bit, send another $67. But no, I'll pretend you just sent 69 cents. Which one, I guess my actual response would be like, man, you broke the YouTube system just to send 69 cents. Which, after Super Chats would be what, like... Sorry, after YouTube's cut is just under... yeah, oh, this is the wrong... I want to repair. Let's see how much it costs to repair, because if it's more than 3, it's just not worth doing. Oh, it's 2. I guess it's technically worth doing. No, it's actually not, because we want to get a better enchantment. So we'll throw this in here. In the graveyard of pickaxes. Oh, I've actually lost the pickaxe, right? Wait, do you see that? It's vanished. Oh, no, it's in my hotbar. It did vanish, but it's back. So we're going to pick a pickaxe that we know has some life to it, like this one. And then we'll repair this instead, and hope that that works. It costs 3, but it's the same as a new one, sure. There we go. Easy, easy. It's okay, you missed my $1.99 super chat. Oh, Fred Monster was adopted by an American single mom in 2000. I think that's real. If I'm being honest, I was processing in my head, like, is that real or not? Because, like, okay, you're adopted in 2000, so you're 19 now. You know, like, I was like, your profile picture's a cat and you're called Fred Monster. Like, is Fred a real name? I don't think Fred is your real name. No one's actually called Fred in 2019, right? It's like, there are just some names we don't have. Like, if you're called John, it's just like, I mean, maybe like a Johnny I could buy. Or, oh, apparently Jonathan. Jonathan Murphy's called John. It's like, Cat, when are you going to make a new helm? It's driving me up the wall. Do you mean a realm? Oh, a helmet. Right. Honestly, it broke in a video recently, right? And then I was like, well, I could repair this. Or I could just ignore it forever. And somehow, I decided that to be a thing. Watching this high is the best, is Lindsay Dillon. I don't know if I can recommend substance abuse. But I can recommend subscribing to IBX Toycat. Also, are you excited for the Village Pillage update? If so, which feature? So the thing that I'm most excited for right now, I don't even know why this excites me so much, is the new villages. Like, both on, like, the level of... I'm excited because I think it's going to be interesting to, like, check them out. But it's also going to be like, oh, finding cool new seeds of, like, 5 new generated villages together. Or, like, there's all these different potential things to me. So yeah, I'm excited for Village and Pillage, mostly for the new villages, though. I would say. That's my personal opinion. Wear a dragon head like you used to, says Carl Charles. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. How do you get so many fireworks? Don't you need charge creepers to explode to get creepers' heads? All you need is gunpowder. It's very simple. Okay, so we need to get to 500 at 725. Once we get there, we're good. And that'll get us into the stronghold, which is a whole fun thing. My name is Catherine, Cat for short, says Fred Monster. Wait, he said the cat's name was Fred, although he's also called Catherine. Fred is my cat's name, and my name is Catherine, cat for short. So if Fred is his cat's name, and Catherine is short for cat, Fred is his Catherine's name, and I don't know where it's, I don't know what to do with that information. Fred is my Catherine's name. Is it like how like guys can like, if you name a male character, you're usually talking. You know, I'll assume it's a she. She's called Catherine, and she has a cat that's called Fred, maybe. And the fact that she's called Cat is a happy coincidence, or maybe that's why you like me. I think okay. I have a theory right now. I don't know how to prove this at all, but I have a theory that I have more people called Catherine watching me than the average, than statistics should suggest. Because they're like, oh, it's like cat.
What do you want
I'm
to
like
see
a
in
cat.
the cave update?
My Elytra is so broken. By the way, big thank you, Ashley Martin, for the $10 super chat. I love the text-to-speech, like, voice. Because she messes up more often than she doesn't, which is... I don't know why I find that beautiful, but I do. But what do I want to see in a cave update? So, there's two ways I can answer this. And the first one is very sarcastic. And you better believe I'm very tempted to that. But, yeah, no, so to... also, I bloody am well called John. How dare you on sub? He's not called John. He's not called John. So, what do I want in a cave update? I want to see new caves, of course. But more seriously, there are so many things they could do. They could have some form of new ore that you can actually only find from caving. Because right now, ores, like the things you get in ores, are not actually exclusive to ores. They're found in all sorts of places. And a lot of those, it means you never have to go underground, which is, like, it means it's an option, sure. But it also means, well, defeats, there needs to be a point to go underground. And there just isn't really, like, again, if you're mining extreme amounts, like this stream, we got 44 bits of iron, which is probably faster than we find it anywhere else. But we need to have something that's necessary to go underground for. We need to have more types of caves. Underground biomes, I would say. Look how bland it is for me to go underground right now. I'm literally just like, I'm running through the ground. I'm running through the ground. I'm running through the ground. Oh, I'm going down a few blocks. There's nothing to it. You sometimes find andesite, diorite, etc., etc., etc. But I think we need to have more than that. I think we need to have, like, actual... Yeah, I would like to see, actual different cave biomes underground. That's all I want to see. It's not a complex ask, I wouldn't say. But I think we need properly updated underground caves. Quartz is exclusive. Quartz is exclusive to the Nether, though. See, again, I also think we need to have the Nether caves update, or there needs to be caves in the Nether as well. Like, so add biomes underground. Easy, step 1. Step 2. Step 2, in my opinion, is like, you need to add new types of caves as well. New types of caves with new biomes. Already we've got a killer update. Add a new type of ore, only found underground. Doesn't matter how insignificant it is, as long as it's only found underground, then we have like a reason to dig for it. Especially if it allows you to make it into a block. Because then we've got a block which represents your time which you spent mining. I like that as a theory, as a concept, as or whatever. So then, as well as those things, we need to have better reasons to be underground. We need to have more things. Then you could do even more fun things. Again, the list is kind of endless here. But then you can extrapolate that and be like, more mobs underground? Like that cave mob that was going to eat enchantments? That's scary. Correct, I'm a female of a lake cat named Fred. There we go. We got it. Oh, it's a lake cat. That means former cat, right? That's tragic. But, yeah, I thank you for sharing your tragedy with the world. Well, I think that's the polite. I think that's polite. Yeah. I was like, hey, yeah, I meant to say like rip, but I mean like it's kind of implied, right? Have you ever visited Wales? Says Nathan from Wales. I have visited Wales actually. Oh, I got some super chats. I missed. Are you not? I'm not glad. I was gonna be like, oh no, I missed the super chat, but I got one from Ian Tyson that just says G. It's like F. Like you're paying your respects, but one letter further down the alphabet. Like you're pressing F to not pay respects. I'm not sure what message I'm meant to take from this. But thank you for the super chat, Ian Tyson. And also thank you to F Choppin H. I mean, we can do the alphabet this way, I guess. If we all believe in ourselves. Ripper's a bit disrespectful, but okay. See, right? I don't know what the correct... There's some of these things where it's like, you know, the genuine response is just like, oh, that sucks. But you sometimes feel like you're meant to say more, and then, because you're not sure exactly what you meant to say more, you end up, like, fumbling over it a little bit. Because you got to put some care into your response, but, whatever. Yeah, now we've just got random letters. The stream has just turned into random letter place. This is peak Toy Cat live stream chat, apparently. This is the best we got. The brightest and the best, or whatever. So we're going underwater again, which is a real problem. You know, it's annoying. So what we're going to do to get past this is just dig sideways here. And just avoid that being a problem. Toy Cat plus gravel equals love. You know, I do not agree with your work. You're going to need to show your workings out on that one. Because I think you made a clear mistake in that equation somewhere, right? Yeah, chat is literally just letters now. Well, I guess you're not. How about we... you know, it is more fun when we're not responding to chat. It is great to ignore them a little bit. So, in the time where I'm going to ignore chat for a bit, I'll talk about, again, how everyone assumes they're making a huge difference or a small difference. And it's really interesting because you see this in, like, personal relationships, too. Like, not just, like... Again, I'm very sad about that Japanese restaurant. But you see where if you have a friend and, like, something's happened... Everyone either assumes, like, oh yeah, they've had enough messages, or oh, I need to tell them right now. Like, you have two types of people, right? The people who are like, I need, you know, I need to make myself felt all the time, and people are like, there's enough of that. But I think what it really comes down to is if you're the sort of person who doesn't say very much, when you do say something, it probably adds a lot more. Whereas if you're the sort of person who, like, spends all day talking to everyone, then your additional input probably doesn't add too much. Like, again, everyone underestimates or overestimates themselves. But the more I think about it, the more your actual impact and value is really just, like, one. You know, it's something, but also it's quite close to nothing. Also, hey Toy Cat, great to see you doing the important things again, such as mining stone. See, this stone's going to be really important because I need a nether trail. Like, a bigger nether trail. Because it's like, it's quite nice right now. But, you know, it's like kind of like, it gets a bit rough after a few hundred blocks. So I want to have a proper nether trail that goes much further out. Just so I can go further out if I want to. There's stuff like the mushroom biome that are really far away that I'd like to ideally fix up and stuff. And that's why we're mining stone. It's actually quite important, I would argue. But again, I mean, it's also just fun to confuse people with the title. Why do you make so many history references, says Melon Man. I haven't made a single history reference today. I sometimes worry I'm like over historying. Like I definitely think that's a thing I've done before, right? Like I like that there's like a section of the videos where we focus a bit on history. It's like a fun edutainment, if you like that word. I don't like that word. You passed the secret chest, says Ninja Pony. That was my own chest, don't worry. It's not a secret chest. Although, I mean, can you keep secrets from yourself? I still think you can. Let me tell you about something that might make you want to put me in a psychiatric ward or something. But I once erased something from my own memory. And I don't know what it is. Again, that sounds insane. But one day I was like, you know, if memory really is just the thing, your recollection of events... If you change your recollection and forget you changed that recollection, then that's just history now. Because something that I really hate is so many comedians and so many just people, like, you see it a lot in comedy, but people just do this in my school too. Just tell a story that is patently false, like, blatantly, obviously, you know, like, you get the point. It's a not correct story, like a story that's easily disprovable, but pretending like it's real. I don't know why I'm the only person that gets annoyed by this, apparently. Fargo claims it's based on a real story. It's not, it lies, and people find that okay, apparently. I don't get it, it's confusing. But, yeah, basically, I've always hated that. But one day I was like, you know what is the difference between a true story and a fake story after it's happened? Is there any? Is there an actual difference between real and not real? Like, think about it.
Nothing is important. Life
Whoa,
is meaningless.
that's a perfect
Aside
compliment
from
to what I just
gravel,
said.
gravel is love, gravel is life.
So, I agree. Nothing is important. Life is meaningless. Except for gravel. Gravel is love. Gravel is life. That is the most dystopian comment I've ever read. It's a sort of comment that makes you go, you know, we've had enough internet today. We need to turn off the pipes. We've clearly overdone it, you know. This internet thing was a great experiment, but we've clearly shown we're not to be trusted with the keys. We just can't do it. This is just not. Is this a desert or is this more beach? I hope it's not. Oh god. Well, guess we're getting rid of some more of that. You talk too slowly. I cannot understand you. Hello, RBX Lookout. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about the fact that your memory is not really memory. It's just kind of a recollection event that's very created on the spot. It's called memory control sometimes. So gravity's life. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But the thing is, I actually can talk really fast. It's just sometimes I actually like to get the information out really quickly, and people get annoyed by that. They're like, oh, I didn't understand it. But the truth is you get really annoyed if people talk slowly too. Like they're talking to you like you're, you know, their dog that has, you know, like a slow disorder that's killing them. It's not a good thing. You don't like it. So that's how fast I can talk. I don't think I made a lot of sense during all of that. But you get the point that like. I think talking fast is efficient, but I also think you can overdo it. So I'm trying to find the nice balance between talking fast but
That's
also enunciating.
The only thing that matters in life is IBX Toy Cat.
Hey, you know, F chopping, coming back at it again to say life is the only thing that matters in life is Toy Cat. And you know, if you think about it, if you just give it a few seconds in your brain, it's true, right? You'll realize it to be true. Like, you know. Is there anything that matters besides Toy Cat? There is not. Also, I think we found ourselves like an underwater ravine or something. What even is this? I think it is like... Yeah, it's an underwater... No, it's not. It can't be an underwater ravine. It's just bad generation, I guess. Well, it's a good thing we're going diagonally under this. Oh, no. Wait, this isn't a good thing at all. Yeah, this isn't going to work correctly. I don't believe. Wait, do you see this right here? This is like... No, never mind. I thought that was like an underwater thingamajig. Frederick Chopin, you're my hero. Is he Frederick Chopin? I feel like Chopin must be... I know Chopin's the name of one of the airports in Warsaw. So I assume he's like a famous Polish figure. Because F Chopin. But it could just be like he likes chopping down trees. Like, oh yeah. My first name is... What name starts with F besides Fred, by the way? I literally can't think of one. Like Fred? Frederick? Fandango? It's not a real name, right? You missed my equation. I only have so much money, says Fred Monster. You don't have to. If you're concerningly low on funds, you do not have to super chat me. That's the thing I always say. Like, even though I could get more business by saying, hey, give me all the money you have. This is a stick up, punk. Toy Cat is gravel. I disagree with this. I'm getting cyberbullied now by these super chats, it feels like. Have we gotten rid of this yet? No, we have not. This is a lot of work to mine underwater, by the way. This is why generally when you find something like this in the tunnel, you just kind of go around it. Pro tip, that's what we do in real life too. Like, find an annoying part in a tunnel, just curve round it. Just curve right round it till it goes away. What's going on, says Insanity. Hey, hello, Insanity. You have a tick next to your name, and therefore I assume that you have some number of subscribers greater than 1,000. Maybe greater than 10,000. Maybe greater. I think actually it's probably 100,000. That means, right? So good to see you, Mr. Man with a tick. See, when people like, here's the interesting thing: when YouTubers come into a stream, it's 50-50 between whether they say one thing ever as like I just want to see the reaction. Or whether they're like coming in and like saying hi and like getting in there. And I wonder which case it is here. But yeah, good to see you, I hope. Not clockbait, great grammar so I can. Indeed, I got you good there. Oh, so to go back to the thing. Because I missed the super chat, I think. I missed Fred Monster's question. Where is it? Toy Cat plus gravel equals rage. That's not a question. That is the opposite of a question. I'm a long-time subby, ain't here to flex, says Insanity. Hey, good to see you, man. Then, I hope. You know, if you're not here to flex, then I don't know what I was gonna say with that. I was like, you know what? There's a joke about flexing in here, because like, I guess I just worked out right now on the spot. Your comment just made me realize this insanity. But the reason it's called flexing when you show off like your money or your influence or whatever is because when you're showing off your arm, you flex. And I don't know how that only just hit me. I thought it was just an internet word, like, oh yeah, when you know, when you browse too much internet, it's called, you know, twoutering. And it's like, oh, we made that word up. Like, you know, the word dab, it's like, it doesn't mean a thing, right? It just, I just realized, just with that comment, that flexing comes from that. Like, it's, man, that just hit me too. God, I'm dumb. It's not just me. It's not just me. I just realized that too. Oh my God, it's not. We all worked it out together. I mean, 3 of us did. Out of like 500, but you know what, that's fine. By the way, big thank you, Fred Monster, for the $1.99. I said Toycat plus gravel equals rage. Oh, that is correct. That is correct maths. But it's still not a question. So I got you there. I think, maybe? Question mark? I'm not even sure. So yeah, we're doing really good for iron. Well, not really good, but like, given that we're actually mostly digging a tunnel, trying to get stone, it's nice to get some iron out of this. He is making a huge metro tunnel. It's correct. Dab is like a word like you dab your paintbrush on the canvas. Yeah, dab is actually a real life word, but they converted that. You know, they just took a real life word. It's, yeah, I can say that, let me think of an example. I'm looking around my room, like, I moused so hard like last night. Like, and then I could say, oh yeah, mouse, because it's an internet word now. Mouse is when you take the, I don't know, like, I can't even, something that doesn't make any sense. Like, mouse is when you eat so much Taco Bell that you know, I don't know, like, your insides eat themselves and you die. And like, just, I'm trying to pick an example of something that's nothing near anything. Also, you know what they say, better late than never, says Rue. I would like to amend that, because there's a lot of things where better late than never does not apply. If you show up late to a flight, as in like after the flight departs, it's actually worse than not showing up at all, because now you've gone through the airport, you have to pay for a brand new flight. It's going to cost you like 5 times what your original one cost, because you're buying it last minute. So when it comes to a flight, better never than late. So, you know, again, I love idioms because they're always, idioms are, you know, like idioms like, I don't know, like, absence makes the heart grow fonder. No, it doesn't. Or like, yeah, there's so many weird idioms that make sense a lot of the time, but not all the time. And I could spend all day just tearing them apart. I kind of want to do that one Let's Play episode. Just make fun of idioms. But anyway.
Yeah, but the trade-off with flexing with money is in the end. You waste all your money and can't flex anymore. Which is what will happen to me here when I donate all my money.
Okay, F Choppin, 10 out of 10 super chat. 10 out of 10 for raising a point I wanted to talk about. 10 out of 10 for self-awareness. 10 out of 10 for getting the voice to say all of that with the gap in between. I think we've reached peak super chat today. So if you were considering super chatting today, you've been beat out by F Choppin. You can't beat that one. It's just, that's the max. That's as far as this goes. But no, to actually to take the main part of it. Yeah, there's a really interesting, it's especially prevalent in YouTube culture. A lot of people like flexing, right? But with money. I mean, this is flexing my arm. Do you like my arm, by the way? Oh, okay, can we talk about flexing? Can I reverse flex on you all and talk about an embarrassing bad flexing story? No, wait, we should super chat first. I've got really bad, like, just going off to another subject. But there's this really interesting YouTube culture thing where, and it's also true of like rap and a few other places, where you need to show that you have money. Like, having money doesn't mean anything unless you can show other people. And I think that is like a fundamental untruth of the world. Also, thank you, Milo Longtail, for the $1 super chat. Sorry, it's just not as good as anything else there. Are you referencing Mr. Beast? Oh no, that's an example of like using money to make good videos. A lot of people were like, oh, I made 50 grand on YouTube this month. I need to spend 40 of that on designer clothes, you know. Like, the whole concept of designer like what is it, like Gucci and I don't know the other ones, but they exist so you can spend a lot of money to show people you spent a lot of money on the things you just bought. Like, when you see something from a designer store, you're like, wow, you spent a lot of money to impress me. Some people are impressed by that. A lot of people like flexing. It's like a key part of our nature in some ways. But in other ways, it's like, actually, that's kind of stupid, you know? But who am I to judge? But, yeah, no, the reason I say that is because there are a lot of YouTubers who genuinely are trapped in the logic of like, wow, you can't be happy unless you're showing off your money. So many YouTubers do get stuck in that logic train, and it's really concerning to me because I think that one, it's like it's really rude to your fans that don't have a lot. That, you know, and even though it's your money to spend, like do whatever you want. Like you're flexing on people who, you know, like in a lot of cases are maybe scraping by or are this or that, or whatever. I bought a bunch of clothes and saved lots of money. I don't flex like that. I'm poor. But, so we're roasting rice gum now, says Ashley Martin. Oh, okay, you know, he's the mental image everyone pictures, right? Like, oh yeah, dude whose life is dedicated to what 12-year-olds think of how much money he spends on the internet. Like, you know, that there are people like that out there, and that's like a fine thing. But the problem with it is it means that...
So we're roasting rice gum now.
Also, totally. But it gets you trapped in the cycle of having a really expensive to maintain thing. When you like, there are so many smart investments that aren't flexing. There are so many smart things you can do to improve not only your future, but also the world that aren't flexing. When you give money, when you spend $5,000 on a jacket, you know, the difference between a $500 jacket and a $5,000 jacket, I'll give you a clue. It's solely what you paid for it. But the things that you could do with that instead, I don't know, like, I don't want to be that guy, but even if you don't care about the world, I'm not going to be like, well, yeah, what you could do is you could save like 15,000 lives in the Congo. I don't know why that voice is my save lives in the Congo voice, but you know, like it's probably true that you could do that, blah, 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 blah. But even on just the level of like, you could set up yourself for life, you know, like if you're a YouTuber making 50k a month, there aren't many months of that coming. Maybe you should prepare for like, it's not only not caring about the world, not only not caring about presumably the subscribers, because no one likes being flexed on, right? But it's also not caring about future you. And in my opinion, again, flexing too hard, because the first generation of YouTubers I watched, like way back in like 2012, when their first checks came in and they're like 10 grand, you know, for 3 months or for a month or something, it's like, Jesus Christ, I was making 0, now I'm making 5 digits. Therefore, you know, I can spend like a madman. But if you spend like above a certain amount of it, it's almost like self-harm. Like you know how okay, fun fact. I'll share this one with you all. There's a category of lady who you can give money to, and what they do is they take money away from you, and they like it's called like financial domination or something. But the reason I bring that up is because that's basically, that would even be a better use of money than just trying to show off or whatever. Like people who spend so much on like you know, a house in LA just to make these, you know, just so they can be like, I live in this crazy nice place, which oftentimes they don't buy. But again, whole separate thing. It's a form of financial self-harm. And imagine looking back, knowing that 10 years ago you had $1 million that you blew on. That was the most PC thing I've ever. See, it's on the internet. You generally want to not talk about hookers that financially dominate you in too much explicit detail. Generally speaking, that's a thing. I said equation, not question. You haven't got me. Oh, darn it. Well, you know, I've got you in the sense that I got your $9.99. Checkmate. No, my apologies, Fred Monster. Apparently you got me better. Also, you know, just pro tip. Again, I hate to... I appreciate $9.99 more than anything else. The dollar amounts aren't hugely important in terms of, like, you know, the wife and kids won't die for the extra 1 cent. But if you super chat $10, it goes text-to-speech. So, like, for instance, I don't know what 100 Norwegian crowns is.
Would you date the text-to-speech voice?
Man, did I just get asked out by text-to-speech? Chat, what should we do? Should I go on a date or like? Because I feel like the problem with the text-to-speech voice is I'd hear it the whole time and I'd be like, oh yeah, look at this, just made some money. And she'd be like, you did not make some money. Instead, what you did is you are hearing my voice and misinterpreting it as a donation. $6 from me. I love you, honey. Really funny enjoyable content, says Tangerine. Hey, thank you, Tangerine. I recognize your name from somewhere. I think it's because you're a sponsor. Maybe it's not. Either way, I recognize your name, so take that as something. Like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing when you know, like, something very vaguely and you have no clue beyond that. Like, it's definitely from somewhere. It's in one of the pits of my head. I've been giving you bad advice recently, so I want text-to-speech to be my dominatrix. See, I said this. Whoever said that I was being, this is too PC. One, that's not what politically correct means. And two, now we got people who want text-to-speech to be their dominator. Look what we've done here. This is terrible. It's because it's a type of orange. Oh no, I know you might be tricking. You might be like, haha, I've got you there. But I know tangerines are a type of orange. In my opinion, they're a tasty type of orange. Like, if you're gonna eat a tangerine, if you're gonna eat an orange, sorry, it might as well be a tangerine. In my opinion. His head has many pits. Thank you. I learned recently that like any angle, like when you put your chin down and go up like that, you get like a 5 chin. Because someone was like, "Wow, dude, Toycat, I thought you were really large." And I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Because the chin thing." And I was like, "Oh no, I've been angling myself all wrong so that my chin's all over the place." I also think like posture. You know, I don't know, like pro tips of Toycat here: how to look less large. I don't know if that's offensive. If it is, I'm sorry. But pro tips of Toycat is like if you just sit up, like the difference it makes, because you're spreading your weight over a higher height. I think that makes sense. So again, I don't know. I don't even know why. Like why do I care if someone thinks I'm large on the internet? Like, you know, be as fat as you like. It's like it's fine with anyone, right? Like if you're happy with yourself, the world can be happy. I mean, the world doesn't need to be happy with you, but the world is generally happy with you, however you are. Actually, you're not. Can I go on a quick rant about this one? I think I should, but before. I thought it would show up by now. That was an embarrassing pause, wasn't it? That's like when someone's like, but... Oh, we found a first cave in forever.
Honey, are you talking to those voices again?
Thank you, Tangerine, for the $12 super chat. Can we just quickly, just like take a few seconds here, just a few, and say, like again, that was pretty perfectly crafted. Like my girlfriend, the text to speech voice, is talking to me, and you know there's just too much here. I can't deal with it. I just can't deal with it. By the way, big thank you, Kemet, for the £8.99 super chat. Apparently £8.99 doesn't count as $10. But what travel destinations do you have for 2019? So right now, in case you're curious. Okay, wait, she's basically your wife now, says Leanne Vandermeer. Okay, chat. I'm gonna marry the text-to-speech voice. It's the thing I'm gonna have to do now. Like, I've fallen in love with her every time she talks. It's there's positive reinforcement there, right? Like, it's just really good. I'll see you later, Toycats, dinner time. It was good to see you, Fred Monster. Thank you for the generosity and the cat talk. And I'm glad you like the videos, even though it makes some potential fun off your former country. So, okay, what travel destinations am I going to in 2019? We'll stop talking about my wife, the text-to-speech voice. Okay, we're gonna keep mining this way, which is confusing, but it's fine. Also, I'm a sponsor and a deformed orange. Okay, let's talk travel destinations 2019. So, I have 3 things that I know I'm doing. No, 4 things I know I'm doing. So this Friday, is that like 2 days? What day is it now? In 2 days, less than 2 days. In like 36 hours, I'm going to Budapest, Hungary. Yeah, Budapest, Hungary. I was like, is it Hungary Budapest or Budapest Hungary? Like Hungary Budapest sounds like I'm like, oh yeah, man, I'm so hungry. Could do with a real Budapest hungry. But, my voice isn't real. It's all in your head, says Tyrion. Again, it only works at $10. I wish I could put it in there manually. I've tried a few times before, but it doesn't let me do it. I can lower it, but I can't make lower super chats applied to it, if that makes sense. But it's a shame I can't hear the text-to-speech voice. In case you're curious as to why we do have it set at 10 as opposed to so what's the deal with that? It's because if you set the amount to if you set the amount too low, someone could be like $2, and then the text-to-speech voice will probably says about anything you want it to say, and people are less likely to troll at $10 because that's their own money they're losing. Whereas $2, it's like, I'll throw that away to, mess with Toy Cat or whatever. That's my take on things. Anyway, so just so you know, it's not some weird scam. It's because me and the text-to-speech voice, we've got to have some distance between us. If she's showing up for every message, then I'll be like, stop talking, honey. We'll get in a big fight on stream. It will be embarrassing. Whereas, not the other way. Okay, so I'm going to Budapest on Friday. I'm really excited for that. In Europe, if I'm being honest with you here, and sorry to everyone who lives in a European city I haven't been to, but I think in terms of European cities I haven't been to that I really want to, there's 3 or 4 left. And one of them is Budapest. And that's the biggest. It's been top of the list forever. But I've never found cheap flights there. It's always been, crazy expensive. But I found... So I decided, because it was not crazy expensive, expensive by European standards. I think cheap by American standards still. But, so yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm going to Taiwan, which is China, the Republic of China. Pretend China. In June? Yeah, early June. Which is fortunately now after the Village update.
Andrew, we're breaking up.
Guys, I think I need to end the stream. I'm getting a bit emotional. I've just received some bad news. I hope you guys didn't hear that, but I think me and the text-to-speech bot, I think we're going through some things. I think we're gonna have to take the stream off. We're gonna work it out. Let's not jump to conclusions. We can work it out. We can get through this. We can get through this. But I think we're gonna have to do this off stream. I think that's the only way through this. Also, I'm going to Mexico and I'm going to Australia in October. I haven't mentioned Australia anywhere yet, but I'm going to Australia. It's gonna be exciting. And also, I'm going back to New Zealand. So, I guess I'm going to 2 places that are very close, and then I'm going to 2 places very far away in October.
Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head.
This has been a beauty of a show. We somehow went from oh yeah, I'm gonna date the text-to-speech voice to you guys found out about my relationship to it looks like we're going through some issues, and now she's imaginary. This is the plot twist that the live stream just wasn't ready for. So before I go, I'm gonna, because I'm out of places to store this, I guess we'll drop the stick on. Oh wait, we can make torches first. That's a way easier way of doing this. But before I go, I just want to say thank you for showing up for the first chillin' podcast stream we've done in a very long time. Oh, I thought I had room to make torches, but I have flint, not actually valuable things. So we're gonna pick up the stone now by dropping flint. Just okay, that works, I guess. But thank you very much for watching today's live stream. This is the weirdest one I think we've done in quite some time. So I hope